so I'm going to record this. So I know we're number one, but I'm going to do number one last. But like when you do a multiple choice, and this one's asking you to choose the best score on a quiz, the first thing you should do is see if there's anything that's less than half, because then you can get rid of it compared to the others, but they're all more than half. Like 15 out of 25 is more than half. But maybe it would be helpful to at least reduce it to 3/5. Okay?
That's like a little bit less.
Less to look at, right?
Yeah.
And 25 out of 45, we could also reduce to be 5/9. But it's still a little hard to compare those, but I'm just going to reduce everything first, okay?
So, are you recording us?
I'm recording because there's so many absences, right?
Yeah.
So let's try to be thoughtful about that, right? So
Okay.
we don't get too silly and then it's not a useful recording. So if I divide this by 2, I get 4/7. And then this one, instead of dividing by 2, what do you think I might do that would be easier?
Multiply by 10 and then divide by 5 to get 100.
Get 100. And I would actually just double to get 100, but your way
Yeah.
works too. So if I did that,
Then you would get.
so then I go, well, I made some progress, but I haven't really solved the problem.
But that's easier to reduce since it's an even number at the end.
It would be easier to reduce, but maybe I could just get percents because I know some benchmark fractions. Like I can at least decide like the idea is you would really work everything out. I bet that like I could make this 100 by multiplying by what?
10. No.
20. You could have done 10 and 2. Hi, Miss Crow. So then I would get 60, right? So this is where I want you to start looking. Like now I know 60 is higher than 54, right? So I'm going to get rid of this one. But you know what else? I don't have to do the long division all the way on all of these now. All I need to know is, are they more than 60 or less than 60? So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Zuru's method here of multiplying by 100. And then I'm going to divide by what?
The number.
Yes, the number, which in this case is 9.
Because that's the lower one, and you want the lower one to be 100.
But exactly. But when I do 9 into 500, I'm not going to do the whole long division problem. I'm just going to get the first number, if I can. 9 goes into 50 5 times, right? And if I kept going, I would get more information. But I just want to know, is this going to be more than 60 because of this 60 right here, or less than 60?
It's going to be less than 60.
Right, so it's less than 60. So I'm just going to cross it out. Not going to do the whole long division.
So like if I thought it was just less than 60, and then you were going to put like less than 60%.
No,
And
but
that's
now I know I don't need this one, right?
So you're choosing, I thought you were like writing the percent.
I'm just choosing the best score, so I don't need to actually find the scores.
Oh.
Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
So like on this one, I can do the same method times by 100, which is 700 and 400. And then Kieran, what would I divide by? Right. So when I divide by 7, I get 100. But I don't really need to do the whole division problem. So how many times does 7 go into 40, Will? 5, right? So this is less than 60, right?
So we can cross it out.
Right. It's less than 60.
And if there's something above 60, then that means
That's right. So we know A is the solution.
Because it is 60 and nothing is.
You get that? Is that a little quicker than maybe what some of you were doing? Did you guys do this yet?
No. I haven't.
So you're going to go back, you could do a follow along. I would try it first. I know there was a lot of different things that were going on, so not everybody got there, but I still think it's a valuable thing to do before we quiz. This isn't like the whole quiz, but it's a good thinking for the quiz. So should we do another problem? And then I'll, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, number 4 for, what was the correct percent for a quiz score of 14 out of 20?
Is this looking at 20 up there?
I got it right, but I wanted to see if there's a quicker way to do it.
Okay, so, I would do like
20 times 5.
the percent, you know, in the total, kind of like we've done before, the parts of whole kind of thing. But we're gonna start with, 14 as our part and 20 as our whole. And you just need to get a percent from that. So what did you do?
I just actually I did it because I just multiplied it by 2. And then I got 100.
By
I mean,
5, you mean?
Yeah, by 5.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's awesome. So 5 times 14, 5 times 10 is 50. Yeah, and 5 times 4 is 20, so it adds to 70. So 70%.
Oh.
There's kind of a quick way for number 5. Did anybody think of the quick way for number 5? What you doing there, Austin?
Get some of those kind of chips.
Octavia, did you have a quick way for number 5?
I took a long fishing, but I stopped at that.
Okay, there's even a quicker way. What do you see, Will? This is the kids that don't love to write their work down. It's their favorite problem.
Well, what I did is I saw that 30 times 2 goes to 60, and then 26 is what we do 30. And so everything up above that, so 30 is 50%.
Okay, so
What?
let me help what he's saying, but he noticed this, right? This is less than
Get that.
30 out of 60, right?
50%.
So it's less than 50%. It's less than 50%, right? Do you see that? So it can't be G, because we know it's less than 50%. What else?
Well, less than 10%.
That's right. So it has to be this. The only one that's, all of these are more than 50%.
Wait, what?
So that would be a good one not to have work on.
Wait, what? I still doesn't understand.
Okay, look, because 26 out of 60,
But it's not asking for the least one.
but it didn't ask for the score either.
Yeah,
Oh,
it does.
Well, I mean, it does. It's a multiple choice. I'm sorry, it does. My mistake. It's a multiple choice. So what I'm saying is like, okay, you could figure it out.
Oh, like which one's smaller?
But
I
it's-
see. Since 30
Yeah,
is
I
above
didn't do a very good
26,
clear.
Anything above 50. Oh, I get it now.
Do you get that?
Yeah,
Like
me too,
I
I
could
got
have
it.
worked it out, but I don't need to because it's multiple choice. And so I know the answer is going to be less than 50%, even if I don't work it out. Like I could work it out, but I don't need to work it out, even though I'm working it out to show you guys. When I divide by 6, I'm going to figure out that this goes in there 4 times, right?
Yeah.
And so the only one that starts with the 4 is 43, and they use the word about. So I just know that it's less than 50%. I'm going to give that back to you when you leave, okay? So I didn't actually have to do that. Okay? And then the multiple choice. Choose the best score on a quiz. So we would just do that same type of thing. We would try to find one that we think's the best, kind of like we did number 2, and just do the work we need to do, but maybe you don't have to find every score. Does that make sense? Austin?
I have a question. What if the quiz, the problem shows, the all number is smaller than the number the question asked?
Can you give me like an example?
Like 26 points out of 60, and there's all four numbers. It's smaller than that one. It's all small.
Well, it's not the number 26, it's the percent that you're trying to find. So if you're trying to get the score, like you have to get the actual score, you would find the percent over here. But these are percents, not points. Okay, so Austin just pointed out I really meant times 10, so Austin, I recorded that. So good job catching on to say. I did times 10, but I wrote it. Okay, so those are just sample problems because I noticed that some of you, a lot of people today didn't really have the homework. I'm not even going to talk about number 1 yet. We did it in the other class, so I'm going to talk about it Tuesday. So I'm going to ask you just to put your homework away, and I'll record this.